Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age gracefully, full of energy and vitality, while others struggle with their health as the years go by? Many of us start asking ourselves this question as we get older, especially once we hit that milestone of 70 and beyond. Certain health challenges become more common as we age, and understanding them can make all the difference in how we live our lives. Today, we'll talk about something that might sound a little serious initially, but I promise it's also incredibly empowering. Did you know that 90% of people over 70 pass away due to just 5 main causes? I know that might sound daunting, but here's the good news. Many of these causes are preventable or manageable with the right knowledge and habits. That's what this video is all about, giving you the tools and insights to take control of your health and live your best life, no matter your age. So, what are these 5 causes? They include heart disease, cancer, respiratory diseases, stroke, and Alzheimer's disease. But don't worry, we're not just going to list them and leave you hanging. We will dive into each one, explore why they're so common, and most importantly, talk about what you can do to reduce your risk. Let's start with the first one, heart disease. It's the leading cause of death for people over 70, and it's something many of us have heard about our entire lives. But here's the thing, heart disease doesn't have to be inevitable. In fact, there are simple, everyday habits that can make a huge difference in keeping your heart healthy. One of the most important things you can do is to pay attention to your diet. Now, I'm not talking about going on some extreme fad diet or cutting out all the foods you love. It's about making small, sustainable changes. For example, try incorporating more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains into your meals. These foods are packed with nutrients that support heart health, like fiber, potassium, and antioxidants. Conversely, limit foods high in saturated fats, salt, and added sugars. It's not about perfection, it's about balance. Another key factor is staying active. And no, you don't have to run a marathon or spend hours at the gym. Even a 30-minute walk most days of the week can do wonders for your heart. It helps improve circulation, lowers blood pressure, and keeps your weight in check. Plus, it's a great way to clear your mind and boost your mood. If walking isn't your thing, consider gentle activities like swimming, yoga, or even dancing around your living room. The goal is to keep moving in a way that feels good for you. Now, let's talk about the second cause, cancer. It's a word that can strike fear into anyone's heart. But again, there are steps you can take to reduce your risk. One of the most important things is to stay on top of your screenings. Early detection can make a world of difference when it comes to treating cancer successfully. So, ensure you're keeping up with recommended screenings like mammograms, colonoscopies, and skin checks. Another way to lower your risk is by making healthy lifestyle choices. Did you know that smoking is linked to not just lung cancer, but many other types of cancer as well? If you're a smoker, quitting is one of the best things you can do for your health. And if you've never smoked, that's fantastic. Keep it up. Limiting alcohol is another important step. While it's fine to enjoy a glass of wine or a beer now and then, excessive drinking can increase your risk of certain cancers. Before we move on, I want to acknowledge that talking about these topics can feel overwhelming. But remember, you're not alone in this. Every small step toward better health is a victory, and it's never too late to start. If you're still here and learning something new, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Tap the bell so you don't miss out. Speaking of starting, let's transition to our next point, respiratory diseases. These include conditions like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and pneumonia, which can be particularly challenging as we age. But just like with heart disease and cancer, there are ways to protect yourself. One of the most important things you can do is to avoid smoking and secondhand smoke. If you've struggled with quitting in the past, don't give up. There are so many resources available to help you, from support groups to medications. Another key factor is protecting yourself from infections that can affect your lungs, like the flu and pneumonia. That's why it's so important to stay updated on your vaccinations. Let's not forget about the air you breathe at home. If you live in an area with poor air quality, consider using an air purifier. If you enjoy activities like gardening or woodworking, make sure to wear a mask to protect your lungs from dust and other irritants. Now that we've covered heart disease, cancer, and respiratory diseases, you might be starting to see a pattern here. Many of these conditions are influenced by the choices we make every day, what we eat, how we move, and how we take care of ourselves. And while it's true that aging comes with its challenges, it's also true that we have more control over our health than we might think. In the next part of this video, we'll dive into the remaining 2 causes, stroke and Alzheimer's disease, and explore what you can do to protect yourself. But for now, I want to leave you with this thought. Every small change you make today is an investment in your future. Whether it's adding an extra serving of vegetables to your dinner or taking a short walk around the block, these little steps add up to big results. If you're still here and learning something new, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Tap the bell so you don't miss out. Let's continue. So, take a deep breath, pat yourself on the back for taking the time to learn about your health, and get ready to take the next step. Because living a long, healthy, and happy life is within your reach, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. Now that we've talked about heart disease, cancer, and respiratory diseases, let's move on to the fourth leading cause of death for people over 70, stroke. Strokes can be sudden and devastating, but the good news is that many risk factors are within your control. Understanding what those risks are and taking steps to manage them can make a world of difference. One of the biggest risk factors for stroke is high blood pressure. Often called the silent killer, high blood pressure doesn't always come with obvious symptoms, but it can quietly damage your blood vessels over time, increasing your risk of stroke. That's why having your blood pressure checked regularly is so important. If it's high, your doctor might recommend lifestyle changes or medication to help bring it down. So, what can you do to keep your blood pressure in check? First, let's go back to diet. You've probably heard of the DASH diet. It's specifically designed to help lower blood pressure. It emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and low-fat dairy, while limiting salt, red meat, and sugary foods. But even if you don't follow the DASH diet to the letter, simply cutting back on salt can have a big impact. Try seasoning your food with herbs and spices instead of reaching for the salt shaker. Another key factor is staying active. We discussed this earlier in relation to heart health, but it's just as important for preventing strokes. Regular physical activity helps keep your blood vessels flexible and improve circulation, lowering your stroke risk. And remember, you don't have to do anything intense. Even gentle activities like Tai Chi or gardening can make a difference. Now, let's discuss another important aspect of stroke prevention: managing stress. Chronic stress can damage your body, including your cardiovascular system. Finding healthy ways to manage stress, whether through meditation, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing a hobby you enjoy, can help protect your heart and brain. And speaking of the brain, that brings us to our fifth and final cause: Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. This topic is close to many of our hearts, as it affects not only the person diagnosed, but also their loved ones. While there's no surefire way to prevent Alzheimer's, there are steps you can take to reduce your risk and support your brain health. One of the most important things you can do is stay mentally active. Just like your body, your brain needs exercise to stay sharp. Activities like reading, doing puzzles, learning a new skill, or even playing a musical instrument can help keep your mind engaged. Social interaction is also crucial. Spending time with friends and family, joining a club, or volunteering can all help keep your brain healthy. Another key factor is physical activity. Yes, we're talking about exercise again, but it's worth repeating because it's so important. Studies have shown that regular physical activity can improve brain function and even reduce the risk of dementia. It doesn't have to be strenuous. Activities like walking, swimming, or yoga can all be beneficial. Diet also plays a role in brain health. The Mediterranean diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fish, and healthy fats like olive oil, has been linked to a lower risk of Alzheimer's. Foods like blueberries, walnuts, and leafy greens are particularly good for your brain. And don't forget about hydration. Drinking plenty of water is essential for overall health, including your brain. Finally, let's talk about sleep. Getting enough quality sleep is crucial for brain health. During sleep, your brain clears out toxins that can contribute to Alzheimer's. If you're having trouble sleeping, try establishing a bedtime routine, avoiding screens before bed, and creating a comfortable sleep environment. I know we've covered a lot of ground here, but I want to remind you that you don't have to tackle everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 manageable changes and build from there. Maybe it's adding a daily walk to your routine, or swapping out salty snacks for fresh fruit. Every small step counts. If you're still here and learning something new, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Tap the bell so you don't miss out. Let's continue. As we wrap up this part of the video, I want to leave you with a sense of hope and empowerment. Yes, aging comes with its challenges, but it also comes with opportunities to take control of your health, to make meaningful changes, and to live a life full of vitality and joy. In the next part of this video, we'll bring everything together and discuss how to create a plan that works for you. We'll also share some final tips and encouragement to help you stay motivated on your journey to better health. So, stay tuned. And remember, you've got this. Every step you take is a step toward a healthier, happier you. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, haven't we? From heart disease and cancer to respiratory diseases, stroke, and Alzheimer's. We've explored the 5 leading causes of death for people over 70, and more importantly, what you can do to reduce your risk. But before we wrap things up, I want to take a moment to bring it all together and give you some practical, actionable steps to create a plan that works for you. Let's start by revisiting the big picture. The common thread running through all 5 of these conditions is lifestyle. What you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, and even how you sleep all play a role in your overall health. And while that might sound overwhelming, it's also incredibly empowering. It means that you have the power to make changes that can significantly impact your quality of life. So, where do you begin? Let's break it down into a few key areas: nutrition, physical activity, mental health, and preventive care. First, nutrition. We've discussed the importance of a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. But let's make it even simpler. Focus on adding more color to your plate. The more colorful your meals, the more variety of nutrients you're getting. Try to include at least 1 fruit or vegetable in every meal, and experiment with new recipes to keep things interesting. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about making better choices more often. Next, physical activity. The key here is to find something you enjoy, because you'll likely stick with it. Whether it's walking, swimming, dancing, or even gardening, the goal is to move your body regularly. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week, but don't stress if you can't hit that target daily. Even a 10-minute walk is better than nothing. And if you have any health concerns or mobility issues, talk to your doctor about what types of activity are safe for you. Now let's talk about mental health. This is just as important as physical health, especially as we age. Staying socially connected, engaging in activities that challenge your brain, and finding healthy ways to manage stress are all crucial for maintaining your mental well-being. If you're feeling isolated, consider joining a community group, taking a class, or volunteering. And if you're struggling with stress or anxiety, don't hesitate to reach out for support, whether it's from a friend, family member, or mental health professional. Finally, preventive care. This is your first line of defense against many of the conditions we've discussed. Regular checkups, screenings, and vaccinations can catch potential issues early and help you stay on top of your health. Ensure you're current on recommended screenings like mammograms, colonoscopies, and bone density tests. And don't skip your annual flu shot or other vaccinations. I know that's a lot to take in, so let's simplify it further. Here's a quick checklist to help you get started. Eat the rainbow. Add more colorful fruits and vegetables to your meals. Move your body. Find an activity you enjoy and aim for 30 minutes most days. Stay connected. Spend time with loved ones and engage in social activities. Challenge your brain. Try puzzles. Learn something new or pick a hobby. Manage stress. Practice relaxation techniques, meditation, or deep breathing. Sleep well. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Stay on top of screenings. Keep up with regular checkups and vaccinations. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 changes. Once those become habits, add more. Small, consistent steps are the key to lasting change. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought. Aging is a natural part of life, but how we age is largely within our control. Yes, there will always be factors we can't change, like genetics, but the choices we make every day have a profound impact on our health and happiness. So, take a moment to celebrate the steps you've already taken to care for yourself. Maybe you've started eating more vegetables, or you've made it a habit to take a daily walk. Maybe you've reconnected with an old friend or started a new hobby. Whatever it is, give yourself credit for the progress you've made. And if you're just starting out, that's okay too. Every journey begins with a single step, and the fact that you're here watching this video means you're already on the right path. Thanks for watching today's video. Take a moment to comment below with one takeaway and how you'll apply it in your own life. We really do read and appreciate every message. If you found this content useful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Your support helps us keep showing up for you. See you next time.